Episode 14. This has been a lot. It's not over yet. My name is John Galvin. I was born May 8th, 1969 in Nyack, New York. Upon birth, I was given up for adoption. I didn't find out I was adopted until 20 years ago, when I was 30 years old. I've had a lot of time to process everything, and I'm still processing it. This video series is here to help me get through this, because I'm not necessarily very good one-on-one just talking about my emotions. As I've said before in past videos, this is good for me, because I'm not talking to anybody, yet I'm talking to all of you. Now, there was a video, maybe episode 8 or 7, I can't really remember. I know there was an episode that I said I was thinking about doing something, and I haven't done it yet. So I wanted to do a video to introduce myself to my family, to my biological mother, to my siblings. And one thing I've noticed is I never mention my biological father in any of this. That's weird. Not that I don't care who he was, but it's just weird that only now, into episode 14, have I realized I don't think I have ever once said the phrase or mentioned biological father. And I'm sorry I've been ignoring you. My main point here is for my siblings. My birth mother just fell on top of this, finding her as well if she's still alive. And I'm sorry I never mentioned anything about my birth father, because I don't know who he is either. So although this is titled An Open Letter from an Adoptee to His Birth Mother, this goes for my biological father as well. I put off doing this because I didn't know how to approach it. I didn't want to just do a video where I'm just talking about myself. I didn't want to come off vain or egotistical or anything like that. But at the same time, I have honestly felt a need to want to talk directly to my biological family, specifically my mom. Now, I don't usually like to write notes before I do these things, because I like these videos to be raw, to be natural, to be 100% in the moment. So we're going to go with this, and we're going to see what happens. Everything I'm saying right now, everything I'm going to be saying, I can't get more from the heart at all. I don't know, and I can't even begin to fathom right now, with what limited information I have anyway, I can't begin to even understand the circumstances that put me inside you, that put me in your belly, that put me in your womb. I don't know what those circumstances were. Good, they were bad, neutral, I don't know. I don't know what your life situation was, Mom, when this all happened. I don't know where you were at in life. I don't know how old you were. I don't know if you were with family, if you were on your own. I know none of this. Allegedly, I have several siblings that are older than me, maybe 4 or 5. Now, my dad had told me that you were destitute. I don't know if that's true. My father was a good man, and he wanted me to know about my adoption, so I don't see why he would lie. Now, after 30 years, memory can be off, or maybe he was misinformed. But that comes down to the fact I don't know. I know nothing about you. I know nothing about my siblings, about my biological father. I've been doing these videos, and people are getting to know me. But I don't know a damn thing about any of you. But what do you know about me, other than I'm adopted? Right? And I say I came from a nice family. You don't know much. So I thought I would tell you a little bit about myself. You may never watch this. You may not even be here with us anymore. But I want to do this. I want to do this for me. I want to do this for me as much as for you. And actually, anyone watching this, I suggest doing this. Even if you don't Have a YouTube channel, even if you don't plan on putting it up on Facebook or showing it to anybody. That's not the point. But doing it and saying it and getting it out loud and knowing that you dedicated it, you put it on film. Even if you destroy that film, even if you never show it to anyone, it carries more power than just keeping thoughts in your head. It does. So please, if you're in a situation like me, and sometimes you have trouble just talking things out, take your camera and film yourself. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to upload it anywhere. It might make you feel a little bit better, like you're actually getting something out of your system. Anyway, Mom. Now this is weird because other than the lady you gave me to, Audrey Galvin, there's only actually been one other person in my life I've called Mom regularly. The name has come out here and there with, good friends' mothers, but you gave me to a family that lived in a neighborhood that in the 1970s when I was growing up there were kids all over the neighborhood for me to hang out with and play with. And two of them in particular I was very close to, the Waldron brothers. Especially the younger brother, Dennis, only a year younger than me. We were always very close, and I was always upstairs in their apartment. They were always downstairs in mine, to the point where Dennis's mom, Carol, became a second surrogate mother figure to me. And she's the only one else, to this day, I will call Mom. So I have three moms. I have the woman you gave me to, I have my best friend's mom, and now I have you. Better than a lot of people, I guess. But you did, Mom. You gave me to two amazingly great people. They came from amazingly great and fun families. I grew up in a neighborhood where there were kids all around me. They didn't all like me. I didn't like all of them. We're kids. Not everyone gets along. But I had a great youth. My parents sent me to parochial school. I went to Good Shepherd School. 1st grade to 8th grade. It was a great experience. I have some of my fondest school memories aren't of high school or anything else. It's of grade school. So it was such an awesome time to be a kid, especially there in that neighborhood of Inwood, New York. Absolutely amazing. I spent my days running around the streets, just like every other city kid in the 70s. I spent my days, as soon as I got home from school, you throw the bag in the house and you get changed out of your school clothes, and you go outside and you just run around like a maniac, like the Wild West, with the other neighborhood kids. Until those street lights came on. Now you know it's time to go home for dinner, or you were going to get a whooping. Well, that's one thing. The people you gave me to, the Galvins, my mom and dad, John and Audrey Galvin, they never whooped me. Actually, in hindsight, I think there could have been a couple of times that they should have put their hands on me. But they never did. They never did. Although, I'll tell you this, Mom used to scare the crap out of me when I was bad or did something wrong. And she would tell me, go get the wooden spoon. You go get the wooden spoon so I can beat you with it. Of course, she never did. So by the time I came back with the spoon, I was a pile of gooey tears, afraid of that wooden spoon beating the crap out of me, which it never did, but I had that fear in me. And it worked. My family was great. As I've already said, I found out they all knew I was adopted, and they just didn't tell me because they didn't think there was any need to tell me. I was just their cousin. That's the amount of respect that I got from this family you gave me to. Okay, there was one crazy cousin that pointed out, I already talked about Maureen, I'm not going to get into her again, but that's how much respect I had. I came into this family, and they knew I was a stranger. They knew I wasn't blood, and they didn't care. This is the caliber of people you gave me to, Mom. They sent me to school. From Good Shepherd, they sent me to Mount St. Michael Academy. Again, I continued my education. Never did all that great in school, though. Not because of the curriculums, Mainly it was because of teachers. So many teachers I just could not connect to over those years, but had no reflection on my intelligence. I am a highly intelligent individual. I'm a researcher. I don't mean by trade. I don't get paid to research, but I pretty much should. The amount of research I do on things. I love knowledge. The family you gave me to, when I would ask them a question, when I would have a question, whether it was how to spell something or what something meant or where a place was, and I went to mom and dad, they would always tell me the same thing. They'd say, look it up yourself. Find it. Go out there and try to get the knowledge. If you can't find the answer, come back and we'll help you. They encouraged me for as long as I can remember to do things on my own instead of just walking around asking for help, asking, what does this mean? Where is that? Now, they taught me, you do it yourself, and if you can't, then you get help. They were real salt of the earth people. You know, I remember, I don't know, I must have been about 5 years old, and I don't remember what my dad was doing, but he was doing something, and it was very obvious to me watching him do this that he wasn't happy about it at all. And I asked him, I said, Dad, if you don't want to do it, why are you doing it? And he looked down at me and he said, son, a man does what a man has to do, whether he likes it or not. Now, years later, I found out he was kind of quoting John Wayne to me, but that's not the point. The point is, I have kept that with me my whole life. Know your surroundings. Another thing my father always taught me. And know thyself, and to thine own self be true. Among everything else, these three things my father gave me have defined my life. And I think I have a good life by living through those phrases. I had a lot of fun memories. I mean, some of them, if you hear them, might not even sound fun. You know, like I had a great aunt, Abby, and me, my cousins, all the grandchildren. If we went running by her, she'd hit us with the cane, or she'd trip us with the cane. There was never any malice in it. You never detected any malice at all, any negativity when she did it. In fact, when somebody would ask her, if my mom or my grandmother would ask her why she did that, in her thick Irish brogue, she would go, just in case. Just in case. And I love that memory. I do. So this old lady hit me a little bit with the cane. Nothing, no marks. There was no bruises. There was no nothing. It was a tap. And I think it was funny as hell. I remember trying to impersonate Lon Chaney Jr., the Wolfman. I remember going up to my nanny and being like, Nanny, look, I'm the Wolfman. I went, you can't see my mustache. I went, you know, it was the Wolfman's bottom teeth. And Nanny looked at me and she said, come here. And I walked over to her, and she went and pulled out her false teeth. I didn't know they were false teeth. I freaked out. I did. I had such a great life with the Galvins. I'm so happy they're my family. You did a good job. I don't know how much research you did picking them. I don't know if the story with you knowing my Aunt Mitch, Helen M. Mitchell, I don't know if that connection is even true. But you did good, Mom. Thank you. I don't know the circumstances of why you had to give me up. I hope to find out one day. But I want to let you know something. Whatever those reasons are, whether I was conceived out of shame or something else, I think it's really important for me to say this, but also for you to hear it, just in case you've had any guilt, any doubt over the years. Mom, I forgive you. It's funny for me to say that because I don't even feel like there is anything to forgive because you gave me such a great life. I mean, I just think about it. If what my father told me, what Dad said is true, that you were destitute and you already had 4 or maybe 5 kids before me and you literally couldn't afford the ones you had. My God, thank you. Thank you for putting me in the hands of people and a family and a situation and a place that was good for me. So I I really don't feel the need to say thank you because I just think, because what you did was right. From what I know, from my point of view, it was just right. But just in case, Mom, you're still alive and you're out there. It's true. If you're feeling any guilt, any doubt about what you did, it's more than 100% true. I forgive you. Don't feel bad. I'm here. I'm fine. You know what? Because you gave me away, you put me in a place with a group of people that one summer back in the mid-90s, me and my friends were upstate at the Esopus, whitewater tubing. Now, I don't know if you know this area or anyone watching it knows the Esopus and the whitewater tubing area upstate New York. It's near Woodstock. But there's a part of the river where you come out from a bend and everything gets calm, unless they have the floodgates open. Then calm is a relative term. But normally you come through this bend and the water is calm, almost like glass. It's smooth, but it's also deceptive because at that point it is really deep. I'm 6'2" and it's deeper than me. I'd say it must be at least 8 feet at that point. Mom, because of what you did, by giving me away, I was at a place where I saved someone's life. Me and my friends, we came around the bend, and there was a woman ahead of us. She must have been in her 20s, maybe. And she was either lost her balance, which I don't really understand how, or she was just trying to get out. This is, like I said, a smooth area, and if you didn't know it was too deep, it looked like a good area to just get out of your tube and maybe rest for a moment. She started sinking like a rock, and either she couldn't swim or she panicked and forgot how to. Me and my buddy Pat were on it in a heartbeat, without even thinking about it. We jumped off. I was closer to her. I grabbed her, pulled her aside to the shore. Not shore, it's not like a beach, but to the, and Pat grabbed the inner tube. So that would have been a lot of money she lost if she didn't return with it. And we got her off to the side. We made sure she was okay. Mom, that woman could have legitimately died right there. Just a couple of years ago, I'm coming out of my house and I see a small child. And he's all obsessed on his phone. And he walks in between two cars and I see a car coming. I grabbed him by the nape of the neck and I pulled him back. Mom, if you didn't give me to the Galvins, those two people would be dead. I wouldn't have been in those situations to have acted. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you've given me by giving me away. But if you are still alive, I'd like to tell you this in person. The Galvins raised a good man. I don't like patting myself on the back, but I'll say it. I'm a good man. I'm a loyal man. I'm an intelligent man. I'm just a man looking for his biological family. And I'm so happy my adopted family is behind me 100%, and they're helping me out. That's the kind of people you gave me to. And that's who they turned me into. They gave me a toolbox of how to be a human, how to act, what to do, how to do things. And they sent me out into the world. That was a great toolbox they gave me. So, Mom, as I said, this is an open letter. I don't care who sees this, because everything I've said here is true, and everything is from the heart. Mom, I love you. I forgive you. Even though I don't feel like I have to. There's nothing on my end to give forgiveness to. But I don't know where your head's at. If you're still alive, I don't know where your head's at. I don't know what you're thinking. And I just wanted to say this. I don't know if you realize how much of an incredible life you gave me by giving me up. Every summer at the Jersey Shore, actually I point that way, it's that way. I know my directions. Every summer at the Jersey Shore, Seaside Heights, family would come down. A few years I got to bring friends. One year I got to bring my god sister Marianne. It was awesome. It was always awesome. Everything this family has done for me, my family here, what they've done for me is amazing because they are amazing people. So thank you so much. And if I continue, I've been doing a pretty good job holding everything back right now, but I don't know how much longer I can do that. We're already hitting 20 minutes. Mom, this video is for you. And just to end off, like I said in the beginning, if you're watching these videos and you're in the same place I am, make a video. You don't have to upload it. You don't have to show it to anyone. Make a video and watch it just once. It makes me feel a lot better. Hopefully, it might make you feel better too. Thank you very much, everyone.